it was like Bob coming down from the mountaintop to drag his thumb across my forehead or something. It was a major moment of affirmation in my life's work, beyond this movie. It was just a 5.5-year process of learning how to play the guitar with Larry Saltzman, learning how to play the harmonica with Rob Paparozzi, and diving into it. If I had a 4-month process, I think I would have been winging it more. The music, I think I turned over every stone, and I just lived it. I became, to say I became passionate about it almost doesn't even do it justice. This became my day and night,
200 people in that room, and each one wants me to be somebody else.
How do you sing then?
I put myself in another place.
Just get up there one more time. Use that music in the right way.
The right way? Did you ever listen to the music you're telling me not to play?
Congrats so much on
Thank
this.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed. Seen it twice now? Whoa.
Oh, fantastic! You saw it twice, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really elated with the finished product. I'm stoked you saw it twice. Just 'cause?
Yeah.
Just to be read on it?
No,
Cool.
and also, But listen, as an actor, it must be quite a daunting task to look into someone like Bob Dylan. When it comes to research, where did you start?
I just immersed myself in the subject matter. I tried to pour myself into it, and I had 5.5 years to turn over every stone. That's the great thing about a reclusive artist like Bob Dylan, is ultimately there's a finite amount of material available, especially in the early 60s. 64 to 65 to 66, No Direction Home, Don't Look Back. There, the amount of material available expands. But in the early 60s, 61 to 63, definitely video material is super sparing. And the music, I think I turned over every stone, and I just lived it. I became, to say I became passionate about it almost doesn't even do it justice. This became my day and night, and it was the greatest educational context for a young artist,
You retraced some of his footsteps as well in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, how did that go and what did you learn from that?
Well, I went to Hibbing, his birthplace, or Duluth rather, and Hibbing where he grew up in Minnesota, Minneapolis where he went to college for very, very briefly. I went to Minnesota twice in the lead up to the movie. We were just there on the promotional tour again. But once I retraced his steps through Madison, Wisconsin and Chicago and what is understood to be his hero's journey to New York, passing through those two areas before hitching a ride to Manhattan. And that wasn't like an academic process. I wasn't trying to excavate like exactly where he walked, but I wanted to get the energy where he came from. And lose my pretension as an East Coast New Yorker about these parts of the country. You just got to go there sometimes.
Can you take us on set as well? Sort of, how much did the hair, makeup, wardrobe help you get into this, becoming Bob?
It didn't. I talk to other actors and I feel like the itchiness of their clothes and how this stuff feels is like very helpful to them and informative. I would say the best answer, I'm sorry for how unsophisticated it is like, I always just think, thank God, we had clothes and production design because, ultimately it is a movie about Bob Dylan in the early 60s, so those are sort of the requisites, Thank God we had Ariane Phillips and Francois do it at a high level, but I would say the music got me way more into character than the clothes or the production design.
Can we talk about the music? I know you've been learning guitar for so long.
Yeah.
What was the first Dylan song you learned? What? Tell us about this whole process.
The first one, I think the first one we worked on was with Larry Saltzman, my guitar teacher, was The Times They Are Changing. It was just a 5.5-year process of learning how to play the guitar with Larry Saltzman, learning how to play the harmonica with Rob Paparozzi, and diving into it. If I had a 4-month process, I think I would have been winging it more. But, by the end, I feel like, I wouldn't call myself ZZ Top or whatever, but like I definitely have a certain mastery of the guitar that I wouldn't have had if I had 5 years to work on this. Also, these are folk music. This is folk music, so like it isn't Jimi Hendrix ripping a guitar solo. There's a certain structure to a lot of these songs, and a lot of them mirror each other. So, yeah, I had a lot of time to work on it.
then finally, your
Sorry, we've run
Twi-
out.
Let's go. Last one. Sorry.
your Twitter response to
Yeah.
Bob was just, I
Yeah.
loved it. How did it feel to hear that acknowledgement from him? What would you love to ask him if you could? How's it feel for you?
No, it was a huge affirmation, to see that tweet. It was like Bob coming down from the mountaintop to drag his thumb across my forehead or something. It was a major moment of affirmation in my life's work. Beyond this movie. Yeah.